Welcome back, everyone, to another lovely night of some NACE gameplay.
Dude, I'm excited. Smash Bros, one of our final streams. It should be a good one.
Yeah, so it is going to be the last stream from the NACE regular season. We're still awaiting news on if Rocket League did make it, and there is a high likelihood, it's not a guarantee, but there is a chance that if the Smash team does win tonight, they can also make a run in the postseason. So it is definitely going to be very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the performance that we put on last night. I wasn't here to help commentate. That was actually one of our co-hosts, Xavier, because we had some weird things going on last night, which is, you know, it happens. I mean, NACE matches kind of get thrown off and stuff and everything. But luckily, you guys were able to cast, and you watched Smash Bros go to a Game 3 for the first time that we've streamed it.
Like you said, NACE is a little funky. Valorant, unfortunately, they weren't able to play. They ended up still getting the win, though. It was basically a forfeit from the other team. And so congrats to the Valorant team on the win there. But yeah, we did get to see a Game 3. The first round we had, very good for ISU. I mean, 7 stocks alone from our Piranha plant.
Wow.
You could tell he was on fire. Turned around, we unfortunately lost the second round pretty quickly. We didn't even get to see their third player come in. And so very unfortunate for us as a team. But the third round, we went all the way to the last. Dude.
Yeah, I remember watching that live, and you guys, they went to the last possible game in the series, and so that was like, very exciting to watch.
You can't make this that much longer, can you? Apparently, I lost complete sense of time. I'm not going to lie, last night. I was like, they got done, and they're like, hey, it's about 9. Then I say we call it there, and I was like, it's 9 o'clock. I didn't even realize.
We've been here for so long. But honestly, that's the fun part about Smash Bros. And esports in general, I would say, is the fact that you lose track of time because you're having so much fun. And so I'm excited for tonight's matchup. We are going against Texas Tech University.
I know, pretty big school in general. So that's one of the coolest things that I know we've mentioned this a couple times. We've seen this a lot with esports, is that these really big high schools, you know, in sports like football and in basketball, they're in the big leagues, the Power 4 conferences. We're still able to compete head-to-head with them just because of the way that esports is.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. And kind of speaking of that, March Madness is going on, and so I'm excited about that.
How's your bracket looking?
I have no idea. I filled it out like Sunday afternoon, and I haven't really been paying attention. I don't have it on like the app or whatever.
My bracket's cooked. I had Wisconsin winning. They lost by a last-second shot.
Yikes.
I mean, the first game, it was either TCU or Ohio State, and I picked Ohio State, and they lost. So
I think I also picked Ohio State.
I was cooked from the get-go.
Well, let's go. Anyways, going back to Smash Bros. Tonight, Texas Tech, we don't have a whole lot of information on them. I found
a stream from 8 days ago. It was a charity match that they hosted against LCU, who we also end up playing as well. So that's really cool to see as well, just being able to see a lot of these programs host charity matches and stuff like that. But they ran a Kazuya, a Ryu, a Ken, and a Steve.
Yes.
Which isn't allowed in NACE, but it was just a casual match, so that it makes sense that they were able to play Steve. They were probably just out there having fun.
Yeah.
But we could still take into account that a couple of their players, we might end up seeing a lot of those Street Fighter people.
That is true. Yeah, Street Fighter characters. The one thing that I know about them is I haven't played them a whole lot, but they are a very combo-heavy character. So if you are able to get those combos like going, then you can really rack up the damage and the percentage very, very quickly. As well as I think sometimes you can even like change like the inputs, because I remember one friend that I had who played him, and he said that when you're doing some of their moves, you are able to kind of use like one side of the controller all at once. And it looks like we are starting off immediately with a Street Fighter. So it is Ice Climbers versus Ken. I'm excited to see this first matchup.
Yeah, our Ice Climbers, they played really well last night, I believe. Unfortunately, I just don't think they got entirely the matchup they wanted. They went up against Pyra and Mithra almost every single time.
Yeah.
Which, you know, Pyra can hit really hard and cause a lot of knockback to separate. And so getting somebody like Ken, who has to get up close, I feel like can be pretty good.
Wow, what an unfortunate situation right there. The immediate shield break from Ken pushing us just off the match. And it looks like now we actually are going to fall off. I think we might be having some technical difficulties. At least I'm not fully sure what's going on.
Yeah,
Sounds like the players are
some sort of reason for that.
Yeah.
I don't think there was an entire shield break because both Popo and Nana on top of each other, and Nana was completely fine.
Yeah, so I'm not exactly sure what happened there. There was definitely something going on. I know our Ice Climbers player didn't feel that was right or was experiencing lag or something along those lines. And so I'm curious exactly what's going on. But honestly, I like that I think I see what's going on. Okay, so you guys can't see it, but what's in front of us is our Smash players, and he had the wrong tag set on him or name tag, so he didn't have his main controls.
Okay.
And so that's what was throwing him off.
Yeah, because a lot of these players, they are either playing different controllers or they just have different customizations per controller. And so each individual tag that you can have, even though it says ISU down there, there's still player tags that you can play with. And so his player tag wasn't correct, so the settings saved to it were completely different.
And that can definitely throw him off. And so thank you a lot to Texas Tech for actually allowing us to kind of do a quick reset, make sure that everything is all right and in place for us to be able to have a proper and fair matchup.
Yeah, that is actually huge. And now we're already starting to see a little bit of that Ice Climbers get those combos going. One of the things that's really nice for Ice Climbers here is Ken has to get close, right?
That is true.
And a lot of Ice Climbers moves, you need to be close so they can freeze you, get a combo, get a nice hammer hit. They're not very good long range. So having and being able to go against somebody like Ken was very advantageous of a matchup for Ice Climbers.
It is. And I don't think you guys could hear it at all, but our Ice Climber player was very ecstatic with the matchup. And it seems so far he has been able to really control this matchup, get those freezes, an absolutely beautiful combo there to finish off the first
really
stock.
Good at taking control of that center field. You can see center stage right there. Now, he does like to use, I can't remember what the spiraling wind is called. I don't remember what the attack is called. But you can see he draws him in towards mid, but he still tries to keep mid because you don't want to be off the side of the field right there.
That is true.
Does he get back? He does, and he gets ledge.
It looks like this is going to be close. The one unfortunate thing with Ice Climbers is there's not a great recovery. We were going to get back to that corner, but Ken doing a great job at being able to take control of that corner.
Yeah, he just basically, when we were going to try to go onto that ledge, just jumped right inside in front of it to block us from getting away. Really good job by the Ken right there, keeping Nana distracted, not allowing Nana to get to Popo. And so that was a very tough recovery right there from our Ice Climbers player.
But it looks like we were able to get back in control, and now they both are back together, doing a very good amount of damage. I mean, once again, already over 100% for their Ken, and that's just another KO. Absolutely beautiful.
Using that up attack, I mean, I thought it was really close to not even hitting, but luckily we did just barely get enough of a hit on that. Oh, nice hit right there. A good amount of KO for Ken on the Ice Climbers.
Ooh,
and
that's close.
Dang, very impressive. He's been very good at ledge guarding the Ken so far.
He has. Oh, this could be the situation that Ice Climbers wanted them in, trying to get him off the ledge. It looks like he is going to separate both of the Ice Climbers, and she is back. Okay, Nana is able to get back,
Nana
but
was gone.
We might be able to possibly get a little bit more damage here, and I think that's exactly what we need.
He is barely able to get on a ledge. I thought he didn't have that for a second.
Oh, just barely, not enough. And almost a pretty even game so far. I mean, 24% on...
We started to get that freeze. Unfortunately, not
there
able to. There's the freeze.
Nice. Good combo there. Hold him up on the side.
He tried to go.
Just off.
I mean, he's at 69% right now. We're getting the freeze as well. Okay, that's a pretty good combo.
Hit? There we go.
Not enough, unfortunately, to knock him off. Ken at 111%. That is relatively high. He still isn't smoking yet. Remember, once a character starts smoking on their nameplate, they're a lot more likely to go off the stage. You can see that right now, 131%.
Oh, what a great little ice right there to kind of keep him off the edge and just make sure. Oh, there we go. Beautiful mallet slam there to finish off that first round.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a little bit of a bait because he was using that freeze that we saw. It was coming off of Nana, right? And so Ken was just like, okay, I can go for this. Goes up, but it's actually an insane hit right there at the end by the Popo. Right there, that was just a really good play. We've seen that combo from our Ice Climbers players time and time again, getting the freeze, then getting a hammer right immediately. For this clip right here, just barely was able to get that up. And this is exactly what I was talking about just a second ago. Ken comes down, gets onto the ledge, and you can see that freeze right there from the Nana. He goes into it because it's only one freeze, won't be enough to actually freeze him entirely, and so he thinks he has it, but meanwhile, it was really Popo coming in with the hammer.
Exactly, and that's the one really fun thing to watch is the fact that you can kind of freeze and move around with Nana, and then Popo can actually do something, and I guess we were wrong in pregame. I wasn't fully sure. I know in at least a lot of more competitive, like high-end tournaments, usually Steve is banned. But I guess not for NACE. We were completely wrong, so we're sorry about that. We are going to
get mad at
watch
us
Steve
all you
play.
Want. I mean, oh well. Very, very sorry about that. But Steve, he's a very crafty kind of DLC character. If that makes sense.
I mean, there's a lot you can do. I mean, look at that immediate combo right off the rip, getting a huge amount of damage, splitting up Nana and Popo. This is not the situation we want to be in.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, he's already at 11%, so that's not terrible. For Ice Climbers, you just kind of need to start to get into his head, if that makes sense, and start messing around with him. That's when it's going to be very beneficial. Right there, you could just see him mining for those resources. I mean, also creating a lot of those wood planks, just getting in the way. He almost was able to upgrade his weapons as well, too.
He was. It was definitely close. No, I think he did get it.
He did get it off.
It's hard to see, but, man, he was able to get it. Unfortunately, Nana is now out. It's going to be difficult. Steve does get us there, bringing it back to an even game. Man, Steve is able to go all over the place. It is impressive to watch.
Yeah, because if I'm correct, when he's mining, you can see that bar charge up, and then once it ends the reach of the bar, once it reaches the end, there we go, I can talk. That is when he's then able to upgrade his weapons, correct?
Not necessarily. So when you look at the bar, just to the right of it is the highest ore that you have mined, whether that be gold, iron, diamonds. That's what you can use to upgrade your weapon with. Okay. So if you take a look at the bottom, you'll see that mining bar. So he has like wood, iron, and stuff. He uses those to craft. So like when he has his minecart ability, it takes wood and a little bit of iron to place down the rails as he's like traveling. Okay. When he uses the anvil, it takes some iron to actually spawn the anvil and like have it drop on people. When he wants to upgrade his weapon, that's when it uses like the ore that's right next to that. And it's either the diamond, I think you can have iron too, but usually for Steve, obviously, the better the ore is, the more damage, the more knockback it'll do.
Yeah, so it does make sense why he was placing a lot of those blocks just in between, just trying to get a lot of space in between them. And so I think, at least for ISU, it wouldn't be a terrible play to pull out our Pikachu. Just have somebody who's fast and nimble and is able to get around a lot of those planks, a lot of that separation that Steve is able to cause, and not allow him to mine up a lot of those ores that he needs.
Yeah, I think that would be a good I also agree. That would be a very good pick from ISU. Kind of combat that that trickiness, because, I mean, Ice Climbers, they're pretty mobile. They're pretty able to get around stuff, but at the same time, he would just kind of build those 2-block, like, tall little structures, and we couldn't really jump or like go around them. The
blocks have a certain durability, if I'm correct,
yes,
right?
That is correct.
Yeah, so you could, I do like the pick of a Pikachu here, but at the same time, if you really just wanted to get rid of the blocks, you could bring in somebody who is a bit heavier hitting to also take them down. But I do like to see them immediately bringing out this Pikachu, already getting 24% on, which is really good damage-wise. He's quick and nimble. He's been able to dodge a lot of these attacks so far.
Looks like, ooh, unfortunately we did hit that pressure plate to launch that TNT off. And so now, trying to get it closer, but unfortunately he does hit us with that anvil. And so now we're going to have to kind of stay on top of him, make sure he can't mine. Man, Steve is low on iron. He might not be able to use much else.
Yeah, he just has wood left in his bar, so he won't be able to do too much as long as we're allowing him to not be able to craft a lot here.
That's true.
We do dodge, that minecart, but he's back to mining again. Pikachu getting him pretty high here,
Ooh,
still alive
close.
too. I thought he was very close.
Oh, Steve trying to be a little bit tricky there. He did grab some diamonds, though, so he might be able to possibly craft some better upgraded weapons. Pikachu kind of trying to stay away from that, but Steve able to read that very well, and just like that, he also crafts his diamond tools.
Oh,
we get
Pikachu
caught in
does
that
get stuck
minecart.
in the minecart, and he does get the diamond tools as well, which is very unfortunate. I mean, he's still stuck at 97%. He hasn't changed in a minute.
There we
but
go.
As soon
What
as
a
I say that,
beautiful
what
play.
a combo.
Wow, that was very impressive. The fact that we were able to get that lightning strike and punch him just off the map. But once again, we do get caught in that minecart. It's definitely tough to dodge. I mean, it moves horizontally, but at the same time, it could bounce off of Steve's walls that he places. It could bounce off of just different objects. So it's definitely tough to dodge.
Yeah, especially with things like Steve's anvil, too. I feel like the hitbox on it is very insane sometimes.
Yeah.
And so it's a lot of, I mean, Steve has so much movement just because of the minecart alone, and it being able to catch onto people and grab them is very insane, too.
Yeah, so back to mining once again. We do stall the minecart with that little electric ball. That was actually a very good play. I didn't realize that we could do that, so we might have to attempt to utilize that a little bit more. Steve trying to create some space to mine for some more iron.
I do kind of like the play of just using that electric ball that bounces just to go around a lot of these blocks because it will stick to the ground. And so it forces Steve to not be able to mine because it's going to do damage to him and kind of interrupt that. You can see Steve knowing that he's just going to go onto the platform, gain some space away.
Oh, a great thunder strike there. We
Oh,
got
and he
one
gets
more.
a second one.
Wow, what a beautiful stock there for Pikachu.
I mean, just really, he was able to disrupt Steve a lot, and it made a huge difference. He was able to kind of allow him to not get a lot of mining done. And so once he got low, it was really easy for him to not get attacked. He didn't have a lot of iron to use. As soon as I say that, look at him right there. He is already getting back to it, mining and getting a lot of iron. Just as I say that, though, he is wasting a little bit using those mine carts and that anvil. Pikachu just trying to force him off. Does fall into the anvil.
That was a crazy combo. We were able to luckily get out of that one, though. Can we continue the attack? It's definitely close. He doesn't have any iron to do a bunch of attacks with, so as long as we're able to keep control here, this
almost
could
had
be
the lightning.
beautiful.
That would have been very good if we could get the lightning. We're still getting him up in the air. Unfortunately, he's going to mine right there. He does get more diamonds, too.
Oh, what a
we
great
had the
thundercloud,
lightning,
though.
or
We
the thunder.
almost had that one. We just need one more decent hit, and this will be ISU's. But at the same time, we are starting to get up there. We do get caught by the minecart. We dodge Steve. Oh, he's just barely able to get back.
I forget the recovery he has with that elytra.
And he hits us through the block. Wow, what an attack there. I didn't realize that Steve could actually hit you through the blocks.
That he could hit you. Yeah.
Man.
He does have one stock left, but very unfortunate. I mean, Pikachu had him so high percentage.
Yeah, it was an unfortunate series of events.
Oh, is this the
spike off the block and then beautiful right into that thundercloud. And so now this one I think was kind of a somewhat similar situation.
Just kind of forced him off.
Yep, exactly.
Another
thunder and then that 1-2 wombo combo. Wow, what a beautiful play. Unfortunate. I feel like that should have been Pikachu's, but the fact that Steve is able to hit through those blocks is crazy.
If that makes sense. Like there was I feel like in the beginning, it was Steve had a huge advantage, right?
Yeah.
And then towards the center, it stalled out for a bit, and then Pikachu started to get on a roll, and then it stalled out a bit, and Steve just barely able to finish it at the last second.
Yeah.
Just very unfortunate for the Pikachu. I do agree. I think he probably should have had it, but sometimes it just doesn't work out in your favor. I mean, they were both still relatively high, and Steve did have the diamond tools.
He did, yeah. And so that is one of the things that I feel like overall, though, that was a very well-played match for our Pikachu, being able to really keep Steve from getting those necessary resources he needed to do a lot of his attacks. He had little to no iron in that entire fight.
I think that was the struggle at the beginning.
Yes.
Was he had started out with so many materials, and I think he kind of fell for a couple of the anvils a couple times.
Yeah.
And it just kind of didn't work that way. But as soon as he lost that first stock, Pikachu, it was a completely different game because then, like you said, he was able to prevent them from getting a lot of those materials, a lot of that iron, and he was just able to keep him kind of on the ropes, so to speak.
Exactly.
Now, did Steve still get some iron here and there? Yes, you're gonna have to give up at some point, but then Pikachu knew what he was expecting, was able to dodge and keep him on his toes, which is very impressive.
And so that was a very fun, well-played match from both sides.
It is 6-7 now.
Yes,
ISU is not in the lead. Sorry, ISU just trailing by 1. Who do you think we're going to pull out?
Man, so Steve is definitely crafty, and you need to be able to kind of work around that gameplay style, do almost exactly what our Pikachu did, and be able to get up close and personal, keep him away from mining. So I wouldn't be surprised if we brought out another quick character, kind of like our Yoshi, to help combat that.
I'm going to go a different route.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the guy that was able to get 7 stocks off yesterday. I think I'm going to go with Piranha Plant.
Okay. I like that as well.
I feel like it will be a little hard in case Steve does build barriers halfway through the map. But, who are they playing?
You are correct.
Piranha Plant.
Yes, Piranha Plant. I do like this pick as well. I think Piranha Plant is a good option here. He has a decent amount of mobility for how heavy he can hit. And not only that, he's also just kind of a pretty well-rounded character overall. And so now we're off to the races immediately, right off the rip.
Goodness.
What a crazy combo there. Wow, what a start from ISU.
Yeah, he was feeling it yesterday. I was wondering if he was going to start feeling it again today. Using that spike ball, I didn't even think about it. Steve is almost locked in once he's in that minecart. And as long as, oh my goodness.
Steve with a crazy combo there, being able to get us to almost the exact same percentage as he's at. Trying to snipe him with that. He's using those platforms very well. And once again, Steve able to hit through those blocks. The spike ball actually activates that pressure plate. Very interesting play.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that as well. Oh, we do get him with that bounce, though, off that wall. We are able to dodge the anvil, but just barely not enough.
So the spike ball actually ended up slowing down that anvil as well. I didn't know that is exactly how that worked, but it is a very interesting way, and it could definitely lead to a lot of
we just barely dodged that. Steve was trying to go for a heavy attack there. We do get a grab with that. Are we able to get him with that ball? Not quite. We do have that cloud there on the side to ledge guard. It is definitely close. Just barely dodged that anvil.
Almost having that anvil.
Oh, we do get him, though.
And
man,
we didn't lose a stock. What a play.
Wow, beautiful play from ISU.
It was a battle of wits right there.
That
Both of them were really high, just trying to outsmart the other player. And, I mean, number one, props to the Steve being able to play very well, very high level. Look at that, 142%, 117%.
Yeah, and we just barely get him with that side attack.
Yeah, he was just trying to mine just a little bit too much, which is honestly one of the reasons that I feel like a lot of Steve players end up faltering, just because you get so used to mining and needing to mine that you try to fit it in anywhere. And sometimes, especially in a game where it's very frame dependent, it can make a difference.
Yeah, exactly. So back to even stocks. 6-6. ISU, we are stuck with the Piranha Plant, which I'm not mad with either. I mean, I didn't get to fully experience his plays yesterday, but I bet that was a lot of fun.
The predictions that he had on a lot of these characters. So he came in and it was 2 stocks left on a wow, my mind is blanking. It's the DLC 2 characters.
Mithra and Pyra?
Yes, Pyra and Mithra. Completely swept them.
Wow,
and
that's
it was I think a lot of the difference is our Piranha Plant, he's very good at predicting and able to hit a lot, especially with that Patui, the spike ball. And he was able to watch them play for an entire match right before.
Okay.
And so I think it made a bit of a difference. And after going 2-0, like, he was feeling it. He ended up losing 2 stocks, if I'm correct. He ended up losing 2 stocks in the match against, I think, or he lost 1 stock in the match against a Joker. Because he played Joker right after that. And then he lost 2 stocks while still taking 2 stocks in the next match. So it was very impressive.
Yeah, exciting to see. And I'm so glad that ISU has started to pick up some steam, gained some confidence. I mean, last match that we went to a round 3, which I guess I don't know if that's the first we've ever done it, but it was the first
time we've done it on stream. Right now we're still in round 1, but we could be looking at it's 6-6 already.
Yeah, so very even game overall. I feel like this one's been a lot of fun to watch just because I feel like both sides on each end of the field have just been immaculate. I mean, our plays from Ice Climbers were insane. Their Steve came in and played incredibly. We also had some great plays from our Pikachu against Steve. And then now Piranha Plant able to take he got almost to 120%, but still was able to get no KOs, no deaths, bring it to an even game once again.
Yeah, he was at 140% when he got that last KO, which is, phenomenal to survivability. No words can describe that.
Yeah.
So being able to survive and then dodge, he almost got hit by that anvil too.
Yeah, that was
which would have been a phenomenal
close
play by Steve, nevertheless. But very interesting to see. I mean, Steve is a character we haven't seen a lot on stream just because, we've never actually seen him before. We thought he was banned because
That's true.
in a lot of higher level play, we know that he is banned. And so it is like we actually saw Steve, and I think it was worth it.
It was a lot of fun. I think ISU handled him very well, too. Once we kind of realized, because, you have to realize a lot of these players are online playing, like, all the time, playing constantly, making sure that they know and are able to keep up with all the moves and stuff. And it looks like we are getting into the match. We're going against Ryu, which is someone that we actually did see them play during that that stream that we found from Texas Tech.
Yeah, so another Street Fighter character. That means they're going to have to get close. I how slow those fireballs are sometimes.
Yeah, they are definitely interesting. So I wonder if he can control the speed of them or the more he charges.
Actually, that does make sense.
That is very interesting. And so we are trying to charge our Poison Cloud. We were able to dodge that one with an attack. Very interesting. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, I do like that because if I'm correct with the Poison Cloud, it will okay, never mind. I thought it dissipates the fireball, or at least it takes takes down some of the damage. Turns out it doesn't, but still really good. Almost had
that spike ball. That would have been insane. Just a little bit too far to the center of the stage.
It feels like this match has been very one-sided just because the Ryu keeps using the fireball and playing very far back. But really, if you look at percentage-wise, it's really close. That fireball does not do a lot of damage. And that's exactly what our Piranha Plant's kind of taking care of. He's realizing...
he's able to get that. What a beautiful play there. Almost had him with that spike ball once again. Ryu taking a little bit of, I feel like, unnecessary damage from that Poison Cloud. We are heading into it. Looks like he wanted to possibly counter an attack from that spike ball, but he wasn't able to.
Yeah, I do like Piranha Plant. He's trying to stay. He's using that spike ball and that Poison Cloud to really keep Ryu away. Once he gets close, it can be pretty deathly. A lot of his melee attacks can do a lot of damage, which makes sense from a Street Fighter character.
Exactly. And so it is close. High percentages from both players on the field currently. Piranha Plant with a great spin attack, though, able to absolutely KO Ryu there.
Yeah, now you just want to get as much damage as possible, not let him get too close or knock you out. But as soon as I say that, of course, it's not going to last very long. But Piranha Plant, it is still 2-2 in the Battle of Stocks. Just remember, whoever wins this is going to have at least a stock advantage going into that last player.
It looks like ISU, so we're still trying to get some ledge guarding. Oh, that was a great play. I do love to see it. Unfortunately, he was not close enough to get an attack off there, but I do like the prediction there from Piranha Plant. It's now trying to gain a little bit of distance. Those fireballs kind of being a little bit of a nuisance. We have to get around them and get closer. There we go.
I feel like it might seem like they're a nuisance, but the amount of damage they do, it's not enough to make them too much of a nuisance.
That's fair.
What a block
he was able to block that.
I thought he was a goner if it wasn't blocked.
Yeah, that was definitely very close. Once again, both players at a very high percentage.
Yeah, which is very impressive from the Ryu. I think, if I'm correct, Piranha Plant, he was at 60% or more.
Oh, that was a close play. Unfortunately, Piranha Plant not able to tilt down just enough, but we are KO'd there. 0% for our Piranha Plant. Do we have an attack here to possibly push it to, once again, an even match? Yes, we do.
Now, Piranha Plant at 12%, that is honestly not that much of a difference, especially in this beginning. 30% already on both sides. We do land
with that spike ball,
but those melee combos already doing a lot of damage.
Oh, we had a great attack there. Unfortunately, so with the long stem strike, what happens is you get kind of like an over armor. So you don't get launched or really, you take damage, but you don't really get launched when you're in the pot. And unfortunately, we didn't have that when we got hit with that little fireball there. Unfortunately, just a little bit
from Ryu right there.
Man, that was a close matchup. If we were able to dodge that, I think we would have been a lot closer to getting a KO.
I also feel like Ryu used a lot of those fireballs, which was very good. It created a lot of spacing, if that makes sense. Really pushed off Piranha Plant a lot of back, made him hard to predict. But, oh, here was that.
That was a
really
great
good
play there.
Yeah.
And then this one was very impressive as well. Kind of controlling him there, looking for that combo there, and then hitting him with that spike ball, and absolutely beautiful.
Especially after forcing him back with that poison cloud. The one thing that I would say about Ryu that he did was he used a lot of those fireballs to really push back Piranha Plant off of center, so then he was towards the ledge. He used it.
That is true.
I would say you could argue a little annoyingly, but that's kind of the point.
Yes.
To really throw you off your game. And then as soon as that happens, all he needs is 2 punches up close, and you're at 70%.
Yeah. I mean, the Street Fighter characters hit immensely, and it is very impressive to watch. And that's one of the things that we need to definitely keep in mind when we're choosing our next player is, okay, he only has 1 stock left. If we're able to knock him out here, it'll be once again a clean slate, and we might be able to deal with that. So who do you think we're going to bring out for this one?
I think we'll bring out our Bowser player.
Okay.
I think you just got to get a heavy hitter, someone who can sustain a lot of damage, especially if you're going to have to get up close against Ryu. And then knowing, at least from what we know, is that they also have a Kazuya player who they might end up playing.
Yes.
Kazuya, pretty heavy hitter. You have someone to help balance that out as well.
I do like Bowser. That is definitely a good pick, but I think a little bit differently. I think we might bring out our DDD. Kind of a similar situation with that, but he is a little bit more agile than Bowser, I would say. He can move around, I think, just a little bit more. I mean, he has those extra jumps because he's from Kirby, which kind of helps, and so.
I just like the Bowser Slam.
That's fair.
What can I say? Entertainment value is always something.
Exactly. That's one of my favorite things with Bowser's. The Bowser Slam, and not only that, I love the fact that his side attack is literally just he just kicks you.
Yeah.
It's so funny to watch.
Okay, we're gonna see who we're going in with. And you're right, it is the King DDD.
Let's go. I was right, finally. For once, I was correct in my predictions, and so now Ryu gonna jump off the edge, bring him down to 1 stock. Hopefully for ISU, we're able to knock him out pretty quickly here and force an even fight in their final player.
Yeah, especially with that, I can't remember. Oh my gosh, I forget that he's able to inhale his own spike ball sometimes.
Man, an early combo coming out immediately from the Ryu. But it looks like our DDD, what a great play there.
Quick reaction time,
too. That was very impressive, being able to eat the spike ball just as it's coming back towards him. I think he was trying to dodge that fireball, just barely couldn't get there in time. Might be in a little bit of danger here. Ooh, unfortunately, yes, we are.
Okay, that was
quick. KO.
I mean, we'll see how this goes. I think King DDD might try to play a little bit more back now. It's not like he already wasn't, but as soon as you get him close, Ryu, very fast.
Yeah,
DDD, even as a
combo here immediately.
As a slower character, he's still relatively slow.
So get a good amount of damage here.
Almost is able to inhale him. Unfortunately, not able to.
Just off with our attack. Okay. I think we just sit on this ledge, take a couple seconds to kind of assess the situation. Ooh, just barely hit there. We are able to
stay
survive.
Alive. Man, I forget the recovery on King DDD is insane sometimes.
Yeah, it is impressive. We were able to hit him with that spike ball, trying to go for a second one. Unfortunately, not enough. We do dodge that attack
and get the roll. It is stalled.
Oh, that was close. I was really hoping that spike ball would have hit him. Because it's got a very slow bounce compared to something.
Almost hit him with the hammer. Ooh. Unfortunately, not able to. Now at 166%, and he is off.
So now our King DDD just trying to hold on to this last KO.
Get that spike trap again,
Oh,
and we
hit
get
him with
the
the
jet
hammer.
hammer.
What a beautiful play there from King DDD to finish it off. He may have lost a couple stocks in the process, but we were able to finally push it to their last player, which honestly I would kind of take as a win because now we know their full roster at this point.
At one point, it can become just a huge difference knowing a full roster.
Yeah, see, here we go. Hits him with that spike ball as the bait, and boom, hammer to the face. What a great play there.
Man, dude, that jet hammer, too, sometimes.
Yeah.
Whew. So, man.
So
I mean, okay, we do know that they have a Kazuya. Do you think that's who they're going to bring out?
I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. I mean, we have seen a lot of Kazuya players beforehand, though, so we kind of have had experience with them, might be able to deal with them. I don't think our DDD player has played against one in stream.
This is the first time I think we've seen DDD this season.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair.
It's at least the second time.
Because I know.
It's not. It's been less than this amount.
Less than 3. Wow. Yeah, there you go.
It's at least
2.
Well,
maybe
we
not
don't even know if
2.
it's at least 2.
Yeah, that's true.
But
But
so saying.
Oh, interesting. Sorry, I got a little sneak peek of what's happening. We're going against Roy.
Roy's actually a really good character.
Roy is
sometimes.
pretty good. He is one that I started to main for a little bit. I don't know the names of any of his attacks. I just know that he is pretty heavy, a pretty heavy hitter. I mean,
do you remember the one game mode where it's like 2 of you and you try to hit the dummy bag as far as possible?
Yes.
Roy's really good at
Roy
that,
is
by the
very
way.
good with that. Yeah, the home run derby.
That's what it's called, home run derby.
Fun attack, a fun game.
I do love that game mode too. It's very, very random, but it's really fun.
It is.
Back to the game
beautiful.
at hand. Right now, King DDD,
doing a great job. He was able to get that attack there, trying to suck him up.
Does get
just
the
barely
up.
off.
Unfortunately, I mean, 75%.
Both shielded.
Does get the combo.
Boom,
92%.
there we go. One more. Does he get the ball? He kicks him in the face instead. Does he have another attack?
Oh,
unfortunately,
wow.
Roy
Good
just
recovery
barely
by Roy
able to
and getting the
out.
combo, too.
Man, there's been a lot of back and forth. We do grab him. Great
Just
attack
not
there.
Enough. 124%.
Bait him with the spike ball. Oh, we just barely missed that hammer.
I do like that right there, just with Roy going for the spike ball instead of the hammer. He learned from his previous teammates' mistakes. That is for sure.
That was a great attack there. We might have another spike ball. Oh, it was just a little too high. But we are able to grab him, get a good attack here. We just need something.
167%.
There we
and
go.
You get him off.
Okay.
I mean, DDD, 54%. We've seen DDDs and heavier characters get up to 200% survivability. So if he's able to kind of follow a similar game plan, we might see something special here.
So it is a lot of back and forth. DDD getting some great hits already. 50% on Roy. We are close here.
Low battery, by the way. That is for us, not for them. Don't worry. They're definitely playing.
It was close. Oh, I was really hoping we could get that slam. Unfortunately, just off there. The Roy able to finish it off. Would have loved to see at least one more KO from DDD, but overall, I feel like that was a very well-played match from ISU.
I honestly, especially for the first round, it can set a tone, but that's not going to be the definitive tone.
Exactly.
I mean, number one, 167% to 54%. What a showing from DDD.
Absolutely beautiful. And so now, going into round 2, ISU was down only 2 stocks, which I feel like is very impressive.
And like I said, it's just because it's the first round. That doesn't mean it's going to be what it is. We saw that yesterday, unfortunately, for the wrong end of ISU. Yeah. But, I mean, you just need one player to kind of get into a groove. And we started to see some of the players get that, unfortunately not able to hold on as long as possible. And so all I'm saying is I think ISU still has a really good chance.
Yes, I would agree. And so it looks like immediately we are actually getting into it. Usually there's a little bit of
not getting into it.
Well, I mean, okay, we did first player views.
So, yes, how every round starts is you get to before you're picking the map, because normally when you're picking the map, you know who the next team is already playing if you lost. Right? And so how they do this for the first map pick is they do a preview of the players that are going to fight first. And so it's actually going to be our Pikachu player versus their Roy. So actually a really interesting match.
Yeah, that'll be a fun one. It definitely seemed like our players were excited about this matchup as well. And so I'm excited to see it. Pikachu has popped off in the past, and it is kind of nice to see him face someone other than Steve because I feel like his full potential wasn't there. I mean, granted, that was
some insane plays.
That was a very impressive play from our Pikachu being able to control the craftiness of Steve. I mean, literally because he couldn't craft his minecarts and his anvil to attack.
He basically almost shut his play style down, which was very impressive.
So that was impressive to watch. So Pikachu versus Roy. We are heading into it. This should be an exciting first round.
And a great way to set the tone, too.
Exactly.
3, 2, 1, go!
And we have now started round 2. Both teams back to 12 stocks. We're going to see Pikachu try to run in, take a little bit of damage, but he gives some
good counter by Roy. That's the one thing that I feel like a lot of these sword players have over most of ISU is not a lot of our characters have actual counter abilities. And so a lot of the players that we play against have counters, so we definitely have to be careful with that. Granted, so far Pikachu's been playing very well. He got caught in that one little bit of a combo early on, and now has just kind of been juggling him back and forth between the left and right side of the stage.
Yeah, once again, a lot of these games, spacing is huge. Being able to hold that center stage can make a difference and force a lot of other players out into space where they might not have the greatest recovery. Now, Pikachu, he's got a really quick recovery, and so holding that center stage and forcing Roy off could be very beneficial.
So it is a lot of back and forth so far. Pikachu does have a little bit more damage on Roy. Just as I say that, we do get a little bit more taken off. Oh, we teleport to center stage. Roy's able to read that, but we don't get caught in a combo, which was pretty great to see. Huge hit from Pikachu. We're able to get something else, possibly a combo, but Roy retaliates and just barely able to knock us off the stage.
Yeah, just having that heavy hitting of a shot near the edge of the stage can make a big difference, especially when Pikachu is a relatively lighter character.
So Roy at 100%, Pikachu taking 0 damage so far. I'm hoping that we're able to knock him out pretty quickly here. That was very close to what we needed. Just one more decent attack here, and Roy should be off the stage.
Yeah, Roy's going to come back, and he doesn't. I mean, that's the one thing I've noticed about our Pikachu is he just doesn't have the greatest ledge guarding ability sometimes, unless he's underneath and he's fighting somebody ledge guarding, then his thunder attack can be really good.
Oh, that was a pretty heavy hit so far. Looks like we are going to travel all the way to that right side of the field. Man, the mobility of Pikachu impresses me every time.
Yeah, he can basically go from one end of the stage to the other end, which is very impressive.
Oh, we are able to recover from this. That attack that we did take from Roy did reset some of our moves, but Roy able to really control that situation there.
Yeah, Roy's ledge guarding ability is always really good. He's just so heavy hitting, and as long as he's relatively close to the edge, it can make a difference.
There we go. I think that's the attack that we needed. A little bit of momentum for ISU now. We just need to kind of get back in that groove, make sure that we control the ledges, but also stay far enough away from Roy to get out of some of those combos.
The one thing I will say that I've noticed is Roy, when he's swinging, we can't dash through, right? Because obviously our character is going to be passing through. So what our Pikachu has been doing to kind of fight against that style that Roy's been playing is he uses that stun ball as it's going to hit Roy. It stuns him for just long enough that then the Pikachu is able to pass through and get back on the center stage. So very high level adapting and thinking from our Pikachu.
Yeah, so far we've been playing very well this last stock that we've had. Super close there, almost had that. Roy's at 100%. We just barely are able to get back.
You can see that charge right there from Roy that can do a lot of damage. Luckily, our Pikachu able to get away. Roy really close right there, not able to hit it.
Oh, just a little too far for that side attack there. We do get a nice little spike off the stage. Are we able to get a combo here? Unfortunately, no. And Roy just barely able to finish it off. Darn. So close.
There was a couple times there that, especially at 146%, I thought one or two of those spikes that he had on him would have been enough. Unfortunately, it's not.
Yeah, man, super close play there. We just get a great attack here, and I feel like we did a very good job overall just trying to keep that attack, but Roy was able to really stay crafty with it, keep us on the sides of the stage, and keep him in a position where he would almost be able to hit us every time after we either jumped off the ledge and tried to go center stage, or as we're just about to head up, he would hit us.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's also one of the things that's very unfortunate about Pikachu is he doesn't have a lot of heavy hitting shots, right? Except for that down that we saw where he spins around. That does a lot of damage. It's a pretty good AoE, at least just being able to kind of swirl all around him and above him just a little bit. And so I think that was one of the things, and we've seen it a couple times with Pikachu, is he can get them really high very fast, but then it's very hard for him to get them just that off the screen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get that KO.
Yeah, so in Smash Bros there's like the lighter attacks that do just kind of chip damage. There's the heavy attacks that do a lot of damage, and then there's the ones that do a lot of launch or like knockback almost. And I feel like kind of what you were trying to describe is Pikachu doesn't have a lot of those moves where you can really launch people off the stage. He has some that do a decent amount of damage. He has some that kind of do chip damage, but there's not a whole lot besides some of those charged attacks where you're taking a risk of getting caught off guard. And so it's one of those where it's tough to manage. And so I
still feel like our Pikachu pledged phenomenal.
He did. He played very well.
Being able to just kind of force Roy out and around. And there was a couple times he got caught off, and the ledge guarding by Roy was really good. But then still really phenomenal play to force him back using a lot of those stuns and dashing through. I mean, it requires high-level thinking.
So going into this match, ISU does choose Yoshi as our character of choice. We haven't seen him in this series quite yet. So I'm excited to see how he's going to change up this style of play to take on Roy.
Yeah, and at least looking at this right now, there's a high chance that ISU, we could be seeing all 6 players of us come out today.
That is true. Oh, that was a close look there. Great counterattack by Yoshi, being able to time that perfectly, get a great attack there. We've been pretty ooh, that was a close one on the ledge. I did not like to see that one, but we are taking a little bit more control center. Great little combo there, attack from our tail.
There's been
trying to get that spike
just so many
off.
times it's been, at least for Yoshi, he shields and he unshields at the wrong time, and Roy's just turning around facing the wrong way, and it's a really nice attack. It's gone back and forth so far in this matchup.
So it has been a lot of back and forth, trying to get a good combo here. Both players on pretty high percentage so far. Do we have the opportunity to get an attack to launch Roy off? I think we're definitely trying to set one up. Never mind. Roy does the exact opposite.
Oh, Yoshi getting
goodness.
up really fast. I thought he was going to end up ledge grabbing. I think Roy thought he was going to do that too, but Yoshi, I mean, that jump always surprises me.
Oh, we just barely missed the timing on that to get that perfect shield. I forget exactly. I think it's called a DI or something like that, where you unshield at the perfect timing and your shield takes no damage. And Yoshi's been trying to do that a couple times, and we've just been a frame or two off.
It can make a difference. You'd be surprised how well a lot of these Smash players can read frames and know the exact time. What a play by Roy
there. Once again, our Yoshi at a very high percentage. Oh, we are able to get back just barely. We need to be careful here, not take too much damage. Roy is very good at ledge guarding. We kind of need to get back center stage.
We're going to see that Roy still very phenomenal with his ledge guard. I actually predicted the Yoshi jump right there. Unfortunately, not on the right time. Oh. Yoshi going in for the spike, not able to, and actually falls right there. This Roy is feeling it, that is for sure.
Man, what a play there from Texas Tech, being able to really control that. We do break his shield. This is almost a guaranteed kill. What a beautiful play by Yoshi, being able to take advantage of that.
You can't even be mad with that. It was phenomenal. Being able to dive through the stage on that spike, break his shield, and then just wind up the charge until you know it's going to get him off.
Okay, getting a good combo from Yoshi. We like to see it.
Okay, that's 5 in a row.
Great damage.
5 or 6 tails in a row. Very impressive.
Man. Now we just need to try to get one more combo like that with a possible strong attack at the end.
But you could see right there, Roy with that ledge guard once
man.
again.
Man, Roy from Texas Tech is really feeling it here. I'm curious who's going to be able to take him down.
That's actually a tough one. I was going to say, I do want to see this replay.
Yeah, this was a great play here from our Yoshi, being able to stomp through that platform and get that shield break. Man, what a play. It's always fun to see. It happens so rarely in these high-level competition games where your shield actually breaks. And so it was impressive that Yoshi was able to get that and take advantage of it.
I'm trying to think. This is tough because I was going to be, ice climbers, 100%. But then I was like, well, with how good Roy's been ledge guarding, I mean, especially somebody like ice climbers where once you get rid of them, they have nothing.
Exactly.
And even then the recovery is still very finicky. It's not the greatest idea to bring someone like ice climbers in. Now, with your Piranha Plant, you could argue he can use that Patui, that spike ball, to get him away from that ledge guard.
That's true. Give us an opportunity to get back on the stage.
So I think that'll probably be what we're running with. Either one I don't think is a bad pick, but if I had to pick one, I think just that use that we've seen and the value that you can get from that Patui can make a bit of a difference, especially against somebody who's really good at ledge guarding.
So I would agree with that. I think Piranha Plant is probably one of our better choices here, just because we've had a lot of issues on that ledge. And if we're able to really control that, which I think our Piranha Plant does a great job at, once we get them off the ledge, we are very good at ledge guarding with that Patui.
Okay, we are picking our Piranha Plant. I do like this. We've seen him multiple times get a really quick stock as well.
Exactly.
And I do think if we are going to be playing our Ice Climbers to end it out, that's a really good person to end it out all with, if that makes sense. We'll see the Roy get off the ledge twice and end up KOing himself. And now we are at the stocks that is fitting for the match, and we are going to go underway. ISU down 4 stocks, but still very comebackable. We've seen a lot of the players that Texas Tech has played throughout the night. We've kind of gotten used to a lot of their play styles, especially for people like Piranha Plant who likes to predict a lot of the play styles and a lot of the actions and use a lot of his moves towards it. Already at 49%, unfortunately, and Roy being very good at that ledge guarding. We do get out behind him, though.
This might be the opportunity that we're looking for. That was a close look there by Piranha Plant. Unfortunately, just a little too far center stage. Almost had him there with that Patui.
Yeah, you can see that close. Roy, he was just jumping to dodge, and that allowed just a little bit of time.
Oh! What
he's
a spike
still
ball.
alive,
There's no way he's still alive. Do we hit him with a second one?
Oh, I thought he had that.
No way he had the immunity
just
frames.
Barely immunity frames, invincibility frames, just barely. I thought he had. Man!
That was so close.
Unfortunate.
We do have a very high percentage there on their Roy. We need
if that happens again, I would almost guarantee that the Roy is off.
Exactly. One more big spike ball. Just trying to... Ooh, I like the sneakiness of that. The cloud.
Does get the shield just in time as well. I was very worried about that. That Roy, very fast and agile. You can see he's already getting a lot of those shots on. Unfortunately missing the Patui. We don't see that quite a lot from
a little too low.
The Piranha Plant.
Okay, we do get a nice attack. Do we have him again? Oh, he was in the ropes there.
We do get a little bit more damage off that poison cloud.
And
we get the combo.
Beautiful finish. That's exactly what ISU needed.
1-2 punch right there. Launch him off the top of the screen. And the Piranha Plant able to come away with a quick stock and put it in better fielding for ISU.
Yes, and so what a play here. Being able to grab him off of that and then get a beautiful combo into a very heavy hit to launch him just off the stage. That's exactly what ISU needed to try to keep him alive in this round 2.
You're down 6-9, which isn't terrible. You're only down 3 stocks. But we've seen comebacks of like greater aptitude.
Exactly.
I think that's the right word.
Amplitude? Aptitude?
I think I used aptitude.
You did use aptitude.
I don't even know what that means. I'm gonna be.
I'm gonna look that up. You keep talking. I'm actually curious.
So, but just last night alone, Piranha Plant was able to get 7 stocks. So he was able to get 1 there, and it comes down to who they're going to decide to bring out. Now, Roy was very good. He was able to get a lot of stocks off of ISU in the beginning. And when we originally played them in that first round, it kind of seemed back and forth the entire night.
Exactly.
Until they got to that Roy. So it could be very interesting to see if they bring out somebody new that we haven't seen them play, or if they decide to run it back to somebody like their Ryu, who did cause a lot of problems. I think for a Piranha Plant when he played him.
I'm pretty sure they started with Ryu on this series, if I'm correct. Or was it Ken that they started with?
No, they just started with Roy on this series because they're now at 9.
Oh, that's true. So they're bringing out their
Enderman.
Enderman. An interesting play here. I'm very intrigued. I mean,
I forget Enderman. I don't like him. He's so short.
you're just not used to it. You play too much Minecraft.
Wait,
You don't
why
like
is he?
Interesting. I think there probably is some sort of technical difficulty.
Yeah, there
so,
definitely is.
Yeah, either that or maybe, you know, in the heat of the moment, they were just kind of expecting to be like, oh, you know, we lost that last round. I need to lose a couple stocks. And they're like, oh, wait, I actually don't need to lose stocks. This is a fresh match.
Yeah.
It happens. At least we're, you know, a little bit weird. Kind of throws us for a little bit of a loop. But
it happens all the time in a lot of these games. And so I think everyone kind of is like, if something like that happens and they're just like, hey, it's perfectly fine, we can restart, because nothing really happened in that match.
Yeah, exactly.
So
there was
it
no
perfectly
damage,
fine.
like nothing crazy.
It is interesting because you could argue a lot of teams, especially if they want to play strategically, like let's say somebody starts getting moving, they're getting hot, right? You could try to do that to throw them off, but I don't think that's anywhere near the scenario. I just wanted to point out that I don't like Enderman in this game because he's so short. It throws me for a loop.
Well, you don't have to deal with it anymore. They're
I will
playing Alex
take that.
now.
Thank you, Texas Tech. I appreciate you guys looking out for me there.
They probably heard you and were like, oh, we got this. We can change it, make it a little bit more watchable.
I
that
very
was
much
a
appreciate
close
it.
attack
Man.
there.
And he already places that TNT.
Oh,
Going
we're trying
back
to get that
to
spike
mining.
ball. Was close. We do get launched into that side, and we're caught in a combo. These are usually deadly. Wow, what a play there
I
from
forget.
Texas
Some
Tech.
of Steve's combos are just insane. Like, the way that he's able to just almost have infinite ground to stand on.
Yeah. No, it is very impressive how wide the block building range is in this game. And our Piranha Plant is struggling a little bit with this. I think we need to kind of...
He doesn't have any iron, though. So right now,
Yeah.
if you are this Piranha Plant, that is what you want to take advantage of. You can't give him too much time to mine. Unfortunately, he was able to.
Oh, good attack there. Do we have the spike ball? Not quite. There's Steve able to dodge that.
They are on gold,
Close.
which isn't
Oh, wow, that was
terrible
impressive.
for ISU.
Oh, it's a lot of miss attacks. Beautiful
Do
one,
get
though,
them
from
off
Piranha
right
Plant.
there. It is 2-2 right now. ISU still needing to make a bit of a comeback. Unfortunately, now that Alex is back, she does get a good amount of iron, and we'll see them right now. They're building those.
Oh,
What
that was
a
beautiful play from
Patooey
Piranha
right
Plant.
there by Piranha Plant.
We've been able to get a decent amount of chip damage, but we really haven't been able to get much of a combo going. And ooh, Steve was close to getting one.
Wow,
Ooh,
I forgot that they
interesting.
can flint and
That's
steal.
insane. The fact that they can flint and steal and stall us on that side. Ooh, close attack here. We need to be careful. Try to get back. Man.
What a,
The-
I mean,
Wow.
this Steve player, just insane, being able to predict a lot of those. Now, we're only at 120%. We've seen a lot of more survivability from this Piranha Plant. We'll see if they can get any combo, a good amount of damage on right here.
Do dodge that minecart. Looks like they were out of iron. It's close.
And they're going to mine a lot. They do
diamond
craft,
tools
like you said, diamond tools. A lot of damage from those diamond tools as well.
Oh, one last hit. Piranha
And
Plant
if I'm
is
correct,
off.
they get a lot better of ores depending on if they have a higher ore, correct? When they're mining?
That's one thing that I'm not sure of, but I would assume
think so. I think
or
so.
I think you might mine ever so slightly faster with a diamond pickaxe or shovel.
I'm pretty sure you get higher, but I could be wrong. I haven't played Steve that much.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Oh, Piranha Plant almost having that long stem extension.
And
Just
almost
barely
getting
able to
hit
dodge
with that anvil.
Wow. It's very high percentages, just trying to get that last stock off. Oh, we just unshielded at the wrong time, and a beautiful spike from Alex.
I mean, he got caught on that minecart and basically was thrown off the map alone. And just Alex being able to read that perfectly with that spike.
So here's the play where Piranha Plant, just a great attack there. Unfortunately, we weren't able to quite get another thing going for us. And then, I mean, it's tough. Steve is so crafty.
I mean, it's just really hard because you have to limit the amount of downtime that they have, if that makes sense. When Steve has downtime, they're mining, 100%. Yeah. And then especially when we got stuck in that up combo where he just places a block, hits up, places a block, hits up, places a block, hits up. You're basically already at the top of the map when he already decides to use that magma block that you you get stuck in, and you launched up, and you're so close to the top of the map that you're already gone.
Yeah, it's an impressive combo to watch, and so it's very, I mean, I'm an ISU fan. It's not great to see, but at the same time, it's also very impressive to see at the same time the fact that people are able to land some of these almost 0-to-death, like 0-to-death like combos.
I don't know if I'd say that's a 0-to-death combo. The only one that I know of is the Luigi one. And that one's insane.
The Luigi one is so fun. I don't know if any of you guys have seen that one, but it's where you grab them, kind of do a couple down twirls, and the thing with Luigi's uppercut is if you're over like 60 or 70%, you hit that uppercut and you're just immediately dead. There's like no coming back from it.
60 to 70. I thought it was like 80.
I think it's actually lower.
Is it lower?
It's a pretty
like
low
60
percentage.
To 70?
I think like 60 to 70, yes.
I
so stupid.
Well, I was being serious.
Were you though?
Halfway.
Okay, well, we do bring out our last player.
I'm not surprised.
Ice Climbers.
Like we were saying before, it's a very good person to try to round out and hopefully be able to get a really good comeback with.
So we are back. Everyone emotes, and now it is off to the races. We just have to be careful with these initial attacks here. Doing a pretty good job so far.
I do like for – whoa, wait. I didn't realize that we could have hit the TNT over.
That is interesting. Yeah,
that is really interesting.
Little icebergs, they're the
icebergs.
TNT. Interesting.
I mean, you could argue they're not icebergs because there's no bottom to them, but I don't think that's I feel like that's too much of an argument that doesn't really need to happen.
Ooh, that was a close. We almost got that freeze. That's the one slightly nice thing about Ice Climbers is the fact that we are able to kind of take Nana as almost like a sacrifice to the minecart.
Because it can only pick up one person, but you can see Nana has already taken a lot of damage right there. And you can see Alex getting that piston right there, forcing Nana off. And then because of that we didn't have any recovery, what a play there too. Using that minecart to block us in and hit the anvil right after.
Ooh, that was a good play there. We might be able to get something going, but Alex doing a great job. Oh, I was really hoping that our Nana was able to get a quick attack while she was just over there. That was good. Are we able to keep Steve on the ledge here? Not quite. Looks like Alex. I keep wanting to say Steve, but
I would have said
I'm
Steve
not used
too, but
to
it's Alex.
them changing the name depending on the skin. But
and they do get to that diamond tools right there. Now ISU at 66%, and they almost get Alex off, still alive at 126%.
You're so close. Man, the fact that Alex is able to attack through those blocks
but we still do get
impressive.
back using
Popo. We might be able
and we're going to get back again, land a hit.
An attack. We have to be careful with that minecart so we don't get taken away. We get back just barely once again. It is high percentages for both players.
Alex really trying to use that fishing hook, and then they get the lava bucket. forcing ISU off that right side. Now they're just mining as much materials as possible.
Oh, good freeze
we get
here.
the freeze.
I'm surprised we weren't able to get
especially at 163%.
Wow. That was impressive that we weren't able to get that. And so now
they do drop that anvil, just trying to force a little bit of separation here. Alex really low on materials. Even lower now, one dirt block, and they're just standing there trying to hit that fishing rod. Especially against that iron block. You could tell they had it cooking.
What a play there from Alex, being able to place that block.
Knowing it has the good durability.
Yeah.
And with the fishing hook, you toss it behind and knowing exactly where to stand to throw them off that iron block and down. And then taking care of Nana on top of it, making sure that they had zero recovery.
Wow.
That's a high-level play right there.
That was very impressive. Well, unfortunately, that does do it for Smash Bros. For tonight. That was round 2. I think the players are probably going to keep playing because that's what they tend to do. And I do actually like to see that as well, where it's like, okay, we went through, we did all of our competitions, but now let's try and play each other again. Just keep the competition going. And that only helps every player in the process get better.
Yeah, it's really fun, too, especially because right after this, a lot of our players, we split up. They split up, and they like to 1v1, and they like to practice on a lot of these things against each other. Because when you are playing during NACE, you all have to be together, and no one else can be playing the game. So you can't just be practicing the entire time. So it's a pretty cool thing to see that our team follows by those exact – I mean, those are pretty strict rules, and no one can really make sure you're following them. But it's a really cool thing to see that they do follow that, and then immediately after, they're back on the grind.
Exactly, and so it's a lot of fun to see. Unfortunately, we did lose tonight, and I'm not sure if that means that we're no longer – in contention
all I know is that
the tournament.
NACE is very frisky and weird on a lot of these rules, and they're very lenient on both sides. So the best way to know if any of our teams do make it into the NACE tournament, the playoffs, is just to keep up with their socials.
Exactly. So follow us on Instagram, Idaho State Esports. Drop a follow on Twitch as well. You'll be notified when we go live again. Usually what that means is any time past now, because the NACE season is officially over, and so now that means that we will be in the postseason games, or possibly for Rocket League. I know we have a couple other leagues and stuff that we play in. I know Overwatch has one as well. We're trying to get some permissions to possibly stream those as well. So if you do see us stream again here within the next couple weeks, that does mean that we're in like postseason playoff stuff.
And you guys
which
should
is
tune
excited, and you should.
Or on April 11th, we also have the Big Sky Valorant tournament.
That is
so
true.
Definitely tune in for that. We know that we will be streaming that. It's going to be very insane, especially after the Big Sky tournament that we had with Overwatch and Rocket League, with how well we were able to do. If our Valorant team can kind of pick it up and get a lot of that momentum that we were able to have in the arena that day, anything can happen.
Exactly. So other than that, I think that's all we have on our end from tonight. So I'm Super Fox.
And I'm Scooter.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.